What is good? I'm Super Sandwiches, Rhymestyle here, along with C Reacts for some Xenoverse 2 talk. I have no idea what that intro was. Please don't judge me.
I'm not even gonna follow that up with a whoop-am. Like that you just lost your chance to hear.
Well, how about a Hank Hill whoop-am?
All right, you ready for this?
I am ready for this.
I can't do it. Fuck it. All right, let's just do the topic. People are anxious.
So by now, I'm pretty sure every single human in the Dragon Ball community has seen the new gameplay that came out for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which features Turles, our not-so-favorite evil Goku wannabe, and one of our favorite futuristic characters, Future Gohan, throwing hands, as they say, as the young kids say. They're fighting, in case you didn't know what throwing hands means. And now, both myself and C-Reacts immediately saw the big difference, but there were a couple people in the community who basically said they didn't.
We won't say any names, Toasty. We won't say any. We won't say any names, Omega. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm not just talking about that. I saw a couple people in my comments as well on Twitter. There were a good amount of people who just were asking what is different, and obviously you can tell the difference between the people who actually played the game as opposed to the people who just kind of played it. Like there's people who played it.
It's casual play. It's the people who played like loads of ranked and like actually like took a lot of time. And it's not knocking the casual players. That's not what I was trying to do because I also went on a little Twitter spree, but. It's just people who played advanced, I guess. Like, you understand all the in-depth mechanics, like stuff that a casual wouldn't notice beforehand. Right. So you see the extra details when you watch this gameplay.
Mm-hmm. So, visually, if you look at the game, and by the way, again, we're not knocking any of our friends. These are our friends. We have these conversations all the time. If you look at the game visually, you'll probably notice that there's like a slight improvement compared to the previous game, which, duh, it's a sequel. You don't see a massive difference between one game to another. It's usually the same thing plus more. And visually, it looks a lot nicer. It's 60 frames per second. There's a bunch more particles that get tossed up. You see the connections are just, it just feels better, looks better. But when it comes down to it, the mechanics are definitely different, and that's why we're kind of making this video to kind of break everything down. So, do you want to start on the mechanics actually? Because I don't call myself a pro player, but I know the mechanics when I see them.
Yeah.
I brought C-Reacts here because he is definitely more on a pro player side because he can, beat someone's ass. You can see it in the background on this video of me getting my ass beat. Do you want to break down the actual mechanics? Which, by the way, I want everybody to subscribe to C-Reacts. Like, go to his channel because once Xenoverse 2 drops, I mean, he's already doing his content right now as well, but once Xenoverse 2 drops, he's going to go ham. So you want to get on the C-Reacts train before that happens. Or
oh my goodness.
Go later as well, feel free to do so. But go ahead and break down the actual gameplay, the mechanics.
You're such a beautiful person for that. Thank you. But so I actually have it pulled up right now on my screen, the gameplay, and almost the first thing that I noticed with Turles, and if you guys pull this up yourselves, or Dino might actually throw it in. Yeah, the movement. The movement of Turles, he's doing a quick dash. And what I mean by that is, in Raging Blast, if you guys recall, you could double tap, I forget which button, but basically if you double tapped like the dash button, you would fly all the way around the map to get like behind your opponent very fast. And that's something...
Now, C-Reacts, Dion, why is this an important mechanic?
Because, the issue is I can't see the stamina, so I don't know how much stamina it's getting rid of, but it's an important mechanic because you can close gaps very fast. Instead of with Xenoverse, it was like you had to dash straight into them. Like, yeah, you could swirl around, but there was no like quick mechanic to
basically it stops runners.
Yes.
Which was one of the most annoying things.
Oh my god.
About Xenoverse.
Like, watch some of Danny and Dino's fights.
Shift to the left to the right and just fly away and run in circles the entire time. It's so easy to do in Xenoverse. Well, now with this tactic, essentially, that they got from a fan favorite game in the past, which is Raging Blast, you can't do it anymore. If you're going to run away, someone can just double tap and stop that, which is the first thing that I noticed.
Yes.
But wait, there's more.
Go
ahead and jump into the next one.
There's so much more. Another thing that I noticed is this isn't in sequential order, but I'm sure Dino will maybe break it down or some shit. But you're able to stun. And by stun, what it appears to be is something similar to... A lot of games actually have this, but Burst Limit, you could... in the middle of your combo, you could hit them with a heavy hit, essentially. And what they do is this animation triggers where whoever got hit would, like, kind of... almost look like they broke, like it was like this intense hit sort of thing. And they had it in Tenkaichi, where it was like you press square, square, and then triangle would be like that stun hit. And then another thing that I noticed about the stun hit is you can start your basically unteleport awayable combo. And that sounds ridiculous, but You know, in Xenoverse, when, like Xenoverse 1, when you knock somebody far away, teleport behind them, and then start a combo, like, it would start these certain types of hits where you can't teleport, and the only way to get out of it, to break that combo, was using your evasive move. And it looks like you can trigger that combo after that stun move. So what this means is you don't have to teleport behind somebody in order to start this crazy combo where they can't break out. You can just hit them with that good stun move, and then instantly start basically going ham and starting your combo up right away. So it basically expedites it and makes getting close range to somebody who knows what they're doing much more dangerous.
Yes, and obviously that increases the skill factor. Because again, when you watch that 2-minute clip, if you haven't really played hardcore Xenoverse like a lot of us have, you probably didn't notice that. Like, visually, it's like a small improvement. Well, I won't say small improvement. It's a pretty decent
I think it's pretty noticeable.
Like,
and just one thing on the visual, just really quick, that bothers me. It's an anime game. This is based off of a cartoon. Like people drew this series. Like, are people expecting this to look like Uncharted? Like, I don't understand. Like, this isn't going to look like Grand Theft Auto. It like, Xenoverse 1 looked enough like Dragon Ball. I don't understand why people are like, oh, this doesn't look any... Like, what is it supposed to look like? What do you
it's cell shading.
Like?
Cell shading doesn't improve that much. I mean,
yeah.
To me, the game looks great. There weren't that many people complaining about the visuals themselves.
Yeah.
It's just that when the initial gameplay came out, people just didn't really see the mechanics, but they mostly saw the visuals. And they thought, oh, well, this looks kind of the same. But wait. See reacts, Dion, my friend. There's more. Not only do we have some burst limit inside there and Rage and Blast, we also got some Tenkaichi 3. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that
yes,
too?
Yes, I think I know what you're getting at, but I'm pretty sure. Are you talking about the ground thing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to? All right. So basically,
no, go ahead. You've been doing a great job explaining. I want you to break down the
just because
mechanics a lot better, because you're a pro player. I consider you a pro player, so you can break that stuff down a lot better.
See, when you say that, then everybody's like, "Oh, I could beat Syriax. I could fight you." I see you guys' comments. One, I don't think you could, but that's just gonna motivate you guys. Anyways, all right, that's a different topic. Fight me. So what there essentially is a grab off the ground sort of thing. Like, there's a part in the video where Turles hits the ground and he looks like he's stuck there. And if you guys remember, in Xenoverse 1, if you got knocked to the ground, you were basically in a safe mode. Like, if I ran out of stamina, like in a competitive fight against somebody who knew what the fuck they were doing, and I get knocked away, that's golden for me, because when I get hit to the floor, then I'm comfortable there, and I'm gonna let myself lay there until the animation forces me to stand back up, because my stamina is just recovering. But what
that reminds me, all the times we fought, and I would just get to the ground like, yes, safety.
It's like, yeah, you get to take
I can get up now.
And that's freaking ridiculous, because if you think about Dragon Ball Z, like in real, like the actual show, if somebody gets hit to the ground, the people aren't just gonna stop. Like, you're gonna get death beamed, you're gonna get attacked or something. And in Xenoverse 2, it looks like, you know, when Turles hits the ground, Gohan basically can keep going with his combo, so you can be relentless. So when he was stuck on the floor, Gohan could basically get him back up off the ground and keep comboing him. So it's another way to be ruthless, and it makes you running out of stamina much more consequential against anybody, which is how I think is what they were going for all along. So yeah, so essentially a lot of casuals saw the gameplay and they thought, oh, okay, so it just looks slightly better. Whereas the people who played a lot more time, spent a lot more time playing religiously,
the game, noticed all the differences.
Yes,
immediately. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is like why we got so hyped when we saw this gameplay. It's not about just, you know, looking a little bit prettier. Yes, there were a couple things wrong with it. Like, the first thing that I know a lot of people might be kind of upset about is due to the fact that Disappear and Destruction is back again. And I expected that to not happen in this game, just because it's, you know, it's utilizing the new gen consoles of the Xbox One, PS4, PC. But honestly, I don't care about that.
My question my question is about people who are complaining about that. And yes, you have the right to be aesthetically, you know, if you want to criticize that, that's fine. But my question is, what does that take away from your gameplay experience?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. To me, it's all about the gameplay itself. Like, if I can get in there and, like, because another big complaint that I know people have with Xenoverse 1, which we don't know what's going to happen with Xenoverse 2, we don't know how this is going to be handled, is to spike your hair with Super Saiyan. While I would love to see hair go spikier when they go Super Saiyan, I also don't care about it, because when you're playing that game, you're not going to sit there and pay attention to the hair.
Like, oh, I'm in this intense fight with somebody who's like a 5,000 rank. Let me just go Super Saiyan. Hold on, let's all stop and look at my hair really quick. Like, forget the fight for a second.
I mean,
like, what?
I get it, you know, it's all about the visuals, and you want to like have that effect of like, you know, your hair actually transforms. But honestly, if it ends up being the same thing, I will not care, because to me, it's all about the gameplay. And I can tell you, anybody who plays the game seriously is going to say the same thing. The more pretty stuff we get, the better. I mean, we saw a bunch of cool Easter eggs alone in that trailer, the gameplay trailer. Like for example, when they showed Gohan transform into Super Saiyan, that's how he did it in the special. Like, there's a bunch of little tiny details that Dimps always throws into the game, so I always love.
And they said it was going to be the most detailed Dragon Ball game ever, and that's a pretty bold statement considering what they've done themselves.
Now, again, this is not us saying that, you know, Saiyans are going to have no spiky hair or the hair won't change when it goes to Super Saiyan. We don't know how that's going to be handled. That's probably going to get revealed. Yeah, well, that too. But that's probably going to get revealed in the next couple weeks when we get the next big update. But for now, I just want to kind of toss out what's more important as a gamer as opposed to, like, you know, everybody else. Because another one is everyone's Tails. I remember so many people complained about Xenoverse. Like, if Xenoverse 2 doesn't have Tails, I'm not buying it. It's like, dude, it's a tail. Like,
look,
I get it, it's cool to have a tail, but what about the gameplay, man?
It's visuals, and what at the end of the day, here's the deal. And there's people in the comment section who are literally this type of person, and I think the majority of people are not these type of people, but it's the loud minority. And if you guys are listening, I know exactly how you guys are. You're the type of people to basically look at a game and you go in with a negative mindset. Therefore, when you watch the gameplay, like, if you don't see anything that immediately turns you off, you will find something. Like, it's people like you I mean, we need you guys in the community because it makes the not shitheads, you know, they glow, you know. But you guys are all right. Anyways, all right, and that's not to say. And let me make it very clear. I'm not sucking this game off, okay? I'm not. I'm really not. Like, this game, I don't know how it's going to go. It may sound like it, but I'm basically under the standpoint that under this 2-minute footage, we can't, you know, basically throw a game in the trash before it's even been released. And there's too many negative people who just are saying, oh, this looks just like Xenoverse 1. Well,
I wouldn't even say it's too many, because literally compared to, like, I remember, because I reported on Xenoverse 1, and I remember how split the community was. There was a lot more support for this release than the initial release 2 years ago for Xenoverse 1.
Right.
So
that's because it was new.
Small minority. It is a small minority of people who are pointing out things. I mean, again, it's those people who go into with the mentality of, oh, let's see what I can hate.
Yes.
Let's see what I like.
But they're like that for everything.
Like, dude, just
go vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
No, I'm not telling people to do that. Don't do that. But, like, you know, I'm just saying they're the same type of people who would. But
yeah.
That's a bold statement.
Point is, look, over the next couple weeks, you know, in the next event, I believe Japan Expo is coming up in a couple weeks. We got Anime Expo coming up in July as well. There's going to be a lot more updates coming out. And from what I already know about the game, what Dion already knows about the game, there's a lot more that's going to be revealed that she has going to absolutely go crazy for. So just wait for it. But again, we just want to make this video to kind of clear up why we were so excited about this and why some people might not have been as hyped because they saw the game differently. It's like, you got to get both perspectives. You got to get the people who look into a game like, well, it looks prettier, but I don't see the big difference. And then you got to get the people like us who will look at the game completely differently and point out exactly what it is that's different with a 2-minute clip.
Right.
Like, this is a 2-minute clip.
There's a lot here. Like, there's a lot here. And, like, I know there's competitive players that I've fought and Dino's fought that follow Dino and that are going to see this video. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I'm not going to speak for them, but I'm pretty sure they noticed everything we noticed. And I hope that the competitive players were waiting for a video like this.
If you're a pro player, and I'm talking about the pro players, not like, you know, the average person who's like, oh yeah, I'm the best, but then you have like a 0 BP. If you consider yourself a truly pro player, I'm talking about like the Phantoms of the world, the Snubsies, the C-Reaxis, the Cash, is that his name? Cash?
Foamy? Did you
Kashim?
say?
I forgot. Like, there's a bunch of you guys.
Yeah.
If you consider yourself a pro player and you're watching this video, I want you to comment below exactly what we saw too, and really point out the mechanics, because I want everybody to see like that this game is more than just a Xenoverse 1.5. This is Xenoverse 2. This is Xenoverse 2. And the other thing I want to point out is there is going to be some kind of training mode in the next game, and I'm hoping that it does break down everything else, because Xenoverse not having a training mode was a big flaw. And I'm not talking about like a training mode where you fight a computer. I'm talking about a training mode that breaks down every single mechanic, because in the previous games like Tenkaichi, for example, it lets you literally play through everything and learn all the moves, like snap vanishing and all that stuff. Like, you need
that's
to know
that honestly is why there's so many confused people on this video. I mean, on this, you know, that said that this looks so, you know, simple and stuff. It's because they didn't because this game made you actually take the time to learn a lot of the advanced mechanics. Like, it didn't just basically hand it to you. So I wouldn't be surprised if in Xenoverse 2 they kind of basically, you know, at least had some sort of diagram so people could have easy access to how functionalities worked.
Yeah, they're definitely going to step up the learning curve of this next game, and I'm excited about it. I mean, that's the one thing I saw. I remember when I played Xenoverse 1 the first time, I was like, wow, I like this game, but I cannot wait for the next one.
Yep,
because I
that's
know
what
they're
everyone
gonna do.
said.
Because I remember Tenkaichi 1 was dog shit. I'm sorry, but Tenkaichi 1 was probably one of the worst games easily in the Dragon Ball community. And then they made Tenkaichi 2, and I was like, wow.
Right.
I take back everything I said.
Right.
And of
that's
course,
the thing.
Tenkaichi 3,
It's a
which
frame.
is a fan favorite. Even look at Budokai. Budokai 1 was meh. It was great at the time because, you know, you compare it to Final
Dude,
Bout.
I went back to
Dragon Ball
Budokai
Z
1 the
Ultimate
other
Battle
day.
22.
I went back to Budokai 1 the other day, and it's let's just say it's hard to go back to Budokai 1.
Yeah.
But back then.
But then you play Budokai 2, Budokai 3, it's like, wow,
Yes.
they stepped it up. And Dimps helped make Street Fighter, so they know what fighting games actually need.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see what else they're going to reveal over the course of the next couple weeks. But you know what? We're talking way longer than we should, so let us know your thoughts in the comment section below on the actual gameplay after, like, you know, knowing the mechanics. Did you even notice the different mechanics? Like, be honest. If you're watching this and you're one of those people that didn't notice the mechanics but just kind of
It's okay if you didn't. Like,
below.
that's what we're here
okay,
for.
I mean-
just you know, I'm not going to tell you guys to subscribe to us, but I mean, at
Yeah,
the same time, that's what we're here
literally just
for.
giving you
That's
the
what
other
we're here
angle.
for.
Yeah, it's to give you the other angle, the other side, to like break down what we saw and, like, you know, yeah, that's pretty
By the way, Dino called
Anyways,
me a pro a
C
lot,
reacts.
but the guys that you listed, I think I'd get them at least once, 1 out of 10 times, but those guys are like really good. But I do appreciate you putting my name in there. I'm solid.
Seriax and myself, actually, as of right this second while you're watching this video, are getting ready to walk into E3,
Oh my
because by the time I
goodness.
schedule this, no, in about an hour, we'll be at the Bandai room, the secret
Learning
room, to
more.
look at Xenoverse stuff. So if we find out more information that we can actually talk about, then we will come back tomorrow and discuss that. So make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, go to Dion's channel as well, because he has some pretty cool content.
I'm decent.
And I guess, yeah, that's everything.
I think that's everything. I mean, I've watched the video over, like, back and forth, over and over this entire time. I don't think we missed much, but, you know, I'd like to see what everyone thinks after hearing all of this.
Yes. Hit us with one final bam.
All right, here we go. Woman! That hurt my balls.
Anyways, folks, if you're hyped, make sure you leave a like right below, and don't forget to leave a comment and feedback as well of your thoughts. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next video.
Goodbye.